Hello, this is Dr. Vaishali and I'm reading from the book Spirit of Homeopathy, book written by Dr. Rajan Sankaran. Section 4, Materia Medica, Situational Materia, chapter number 41, Situational Materia Medica of some remedy. Today's remedy is Ignatia. The nature of Ignatia is like that of a woman who has invested her entire emotional bank balance into an individual. She is very sensitive to the behavior of the individual, and misbehavior or rudeness on his part affect her profoundly and cause grief or sorrow. The only way this mild woman feels she can bring him back to good behavior is hysterical manifestation on her part. When she is disturbed, and any consolation only aggravate her condition. She is like a young woman in love. Her future depends upon her marriage to this man. She has to put into this man so much of herself. It is as if she is already married to him. Hence the single symptom, delusion married she is. She is in love with the man so much that she acts as if she is already married to him. If she is a housewife, then her survival depends upon her family and she has no other interest. She has sacrificed all her desire and avenue of fulfillment of her dreams. In short, she has invested all her thoughts, hopes and interest in her family. Naturally, in these circumstances, when there is a disappointment or loss through death of the person near and dear to her, it produces a feeling of being ruined. Means delusion, ruin she is. There is a tremendous grief, anxiety, brooding and shock. It is this element that make Ignatia the acute remedy for most people who are faced with loss of dear person in whom they had invested a greatest deal of their emotions. The sign of such emotions investments are twofold. She tries not to hurt anybody. She even suppresses her own feeling and bear her suffering silently. She is sympathetic, affectionate and caring, which shows in the rubric element from cares. Conscientious and duty conscious, which shows in the rubric delusion she has neglected her duty. She is also yielding and cheerful with undemonstrative grief. And second aspect is attention seeking behavior, which is a hysterical convulsion, pain, globus spasm, choking, shining, childish behavior, selfishness, etc. She may also weep, sob or shrink for help. This kind of sadness and weeping are precious to her because it means that the attention of other is drawn to her. Therefore, she resists consolation or any attempt to bring down the sadness. She enjoys the sadness. In rubric sadness enjoys, mentioned in Fatak repertory. Here are some more symptoms. Bad news ailment from, carried desire to be, confidence, want of self, which shows the dependency, industriousness, irresolutions, laughing, monomania, means all thoughts concentrate on one subject, quite secretive, sentimental, involuntary weeping. The situation of Ignatia is a woman who is dependent upon people who expect her to be the ideal woman. She is going to receive their care and support not by asking for it directly, like Pulsitera do, but by behaving in this silent, self-sacrificing manner, by being a woman who cares for others at the cost of herself. That is what others expect from her. To be really religious, conscientious, warm and caring. Her family cast this role for her. The young woman behave as if her boyfriend expects this from her. In actual Ignatia's situation, he produces the situation itself by her nature, and she tries to fulfill this role by being the silent sacrificer and taking all the hurts and the pain inside her. In this way, indirectly, she attracts the sympathy. If all this fails, she has to become a hysterical, which is a backdoor entry to his attention. In the East, these qualities are found in a woman from whom the family expect lot of sacrifice. In the West, it is the situation of the woman who is dependent on the man who expect her to be an ideal sacrificing woman. In the case of child, you will find the following response to various situations which call for Ignatia are offended easily, sensitive to reprimand, silent, when stock in disposition to is also mentioned, brooding, signing, admonition, aggravation, weeping from admonition, quiet disposition. Consciousness about trifle has both Ignatia and Cilicia. Both this remedy have to live according to the certain image, and both have monomania. They think about the particular things to the exclusion of everything else. The difference is that the image which Cilicia has to live up to has to do with the ego, while the Cilicia you have a timidity appearing in public and fear of examination. The image which Ignatia has to live up to is to be affectionate and sympathetic, which does not belong to the Cilicia. But aurum metallicum has a high sense of responsibility, which Ignatia does not have. Therefore, aurum metallicum is dictatorial, whereas Ignatia is yielding. When the young Ignatia woman finds again and again that her hope have been belied, she will no longer enter into the relationship where there is a possibility of disappointment. This is natrum muriaticum. When Ignatia gets into the situation where there is no use trying the need to become insensitive and no use trying to be a loved one, she needs to become insensitive and apathetic, because now her sensitivity is of no use. Even hysteria is not of using. Even hysteria is of no use. Then this insensitivity or indifference is the state of phosphoricum acidum, like a phosphoricum acidum. Finally, when the Ignatia wife is treated very badly, I again repeat the previous paragraph. When the young girl or woman find again and again that her hope have been belied, she will no longer enter into relationship where there is a possibility of disappointment. This is the state of natrum muriaticum. When Ignatia gets into the situations where there is no use trying, she needs to become insensitive and apathetic, because now her sensitivity is of no use. Even hysteria is of no use. Then this insensitivity state develop, means indifference, which is also the state of phosphoricum acidum. Finally, when the Ignatia wife is treated very badly and her warm, affectionate nature or quality finds no appreciation, then she develops aversion to her family, and the state of goes in the state of the sepia. So you find the complementary remedy of the Ignatia is aurum metallicum, natrum muriaticum, phosphoricum acidum, and sepia.